Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. Hopefully, with better audio. Sarah, how you doing today?
I hopefully sound better this week.
I thought you sounded great last week, and I was the loud one. But
I
we
don't
could we
know.
could go. Actually, I'm good. Let's save my ego a little bit if we go with you sounding bad.
I mean, I don't know what happened.
It's okay. I mean, technical issues and all that. But it is totally fine. Like no issues at all. Just never let that happen again.
Noted. I don't think it was my problem because all of my solo videos sounded fine.
Right. Well, all my videos sounded fine too, and when I did a video with End All, it was fine. So
Yeah. I don't know. YouTube hates us.
yeah, I think it's a Canada thing, is what I think.
No,
I
that's
don't
rude. Carrying on.
know. All right. So what do we got on the show today, Sarah?
Oh, we have a ton of news because I feel like everything happened after we recorded last week.
Yeah, like an hour afterward or something, huh?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then, character review, fewer questions. There's no speed GAC because obviously there was no GAC. But there's pack review and a roster roast still.
What character are we talking about?
Newt Gunray.
Ah, the noseless wonder.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
why I
one.
called him a wonder,
I
but
don't know why you did either. Probably because you call him Galactic Legend Newt.
oh, do I call him that?
I don't know. Sometimes.
I call him GL Newt. How do you know I meant Galactic Legend, though?
What else would GL stand for other than Galactic Legend?
I don't know. Golfing league. I don't know why we would call him Golfing League Newt, but I feel like you're being a little bit. We were just talking about this, you and your assumptions that you make.
I know, I'm terrible.
You just assume I don't mean Golf League, so okay.
So fun fact, in our alliance, the guild leaders put GL in their Discord names, like
Oh
who the
yeah,
guild leaders are. And it's a
good to
running
know.
joke in our guild that I'm the quote unquote guild leader in disguise. So somebody had made a joke wondering why I didn't have GL in brackets beside my name yet, and I immediately was like Galactic Legend, like didn't even did not
Yeah,
register.
a guild leader would make a lot more sense than Golf League, but
Yeah, it would. All right.
well, I wouldn't
Move
vote for him though. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. But let's talk about what
everything.
what okay. What's the first item of news, Sarah?
Well, where do we want to even start? Do you want to start with Conquest? Do you want to start with the
I
leak? Do you want to
I
start with
I literally just asked you, so
let's start with the leak because that's.
no, I don't want to talk about that. I'm sorry. I'm
Why
sorry.
are you being difficult?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you are who you hang out with, and I've been hanging out with my technology enough, and it's been giving us enough trouble that's
Mhm.
probably what it is. I'm just acting like my technology,
Okay.
hassling you. Yeah. So, anyways, what? So the leak.
The leak.
What do you think?
Um.
So I guess context first. The
Right.
leak is in the Datacron leak that is I don't know a thing, a,
Yeah.
a
I don't
frustrating
know.
thing.
I,
So someone from the beta program
Mhm.
leaked this like 13 screenshots or seven, I forget. It's a lot.
Right.
It's in the teens of screenshots of this new thing that's being developed, and so, Arnold and AP Games made videos immediately about it.
Hmm.
because it's, it's this big leak, and it looks really unfriendly to players, though it's still in development, so we can't actually know anything, and they excluded enough stuff that we can't actually know all of the details.
Hmm.
Um, but so immediate content, and everyone knows about it, and there's no chance to like shut it down or anything, and so CG just like closed the beta program.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part of this is there's no beta program.
Yeah. Well, to be clear, I'm not saying anything bad about Arnold and AP. Like they knew about it a little
Right.
bit beforehand, before everyone else. They and I think what they did, and I'm not
Mhm.
blaming them because I might have done the same, frankly, if it was available at the time. Like they had videos out so fast that the community knew immediately, and there was no way to like dial it back in, like to
Right.
stop us from, and it was posted on Reddit and everything. So
That's the big thing is anything on Reddit is it's Reddit. I
yeah,
stay off of it for a reason.
yeah, I know. I mean, I read it there,
Huh.
so yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, this looks not fun. But like you said, it's still in development. We don't know all of the details. I think the
Hmm.
thing that kind of annoyed me with it is that it's only like a temporary thing and then it goes away. So, you have it for 3 months and then it's gone. And
Sure.
then you're kind of like, okay, um, what do I get? And obviously like there's no answer here because it's all up in the air and in development. They were saying that if you put resources into it to like roll these datacrons up, according to the leak, that you would, when they expire in 3 months, get some of those resources back. And I'm curious, like, what is some? Is it half of them? Is it 80%? Like, what's the actual amount? Because if I'm putting resources into something that's temporary, what's my return on investment?
Well, and who knows? I mean, what's your return on investment if you buy a mod?
Mm-hmm.
You purchase a mod and it doesn't roll speed, and it just rolls all flat defense and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's your return on investment? Like you get some credits back, and it's not much.
Right. Yeah, that's
Like
true.
and then it just disappears as well. I mean, I'm not saying that Datacrons are exactly like mods, because mods you do get to keep. If you roll a 25, plus
Mhm.
25, you get to keep it forever unless you accidentally delete it or something.
Well, and from what I understand, like you don't have to roll these. You can just get them and then not invest
Hmm.
in them. They're just lower leveled or whatever. I think honestly the bigger problem is that there's no beta program now.
Yeah, well, I think that that's the biggest thing. Like Datacrons, the thing that kills me here, really. Like so some content creators have been touting this person
Mhm.
as, who released this as like a whistleblower. Like, oh, I couldn't stand by while CG made this huge mistake, and I'm like, dude, it's in beta test. Like, this is where, I mean, this is one of the places that CG actually like has, like dialogue with the players who are testing things, and like this isn't set in stone.
Right.
This is a test, like beta test. Like you're so like trying to whistleblow and be like, hey guys, like don't allow this to happen because this is BS. Like it's not whistleblowing, it's just like them having a different preference than
Right.
the developers. Like they're throwing a fit essentially.
Well, and so someone pointed this out, and it was a really good point, is the beta program was closed before in between dark side geo territory battles and light side geo territory battles coming out.
Hmm.
And now in light side territory battles, they were released without a beta program. You have platoons that affect phases in the past. So platoons in phase 4 affect zones in phase 3. And
Hmm.
then we all know this, you have zones that are mathematically impossible to max. Like these are things that could have easily been spotted in a beta program, and there was no beta program active to be like, hey, look, like this doesn't look right. Is this intentional? Like there's no back and forth anymore now.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the big issue. Some of these testers I do know actually, and I'm not going to say names or anything, but they don't share things with me or anything.
Mhm.
Like that they can share real vague generalizations. And one of the things though is like they do actually like have dialogue with the developers and say, hey, like this kit sucks. Like maybe make it worth the player's investment. And these are people I'm like, I actually trust you. You know the
Right.
game as well as like better than the majority of people, like the vast majority of people, and like, maybe I would disagree with them on certain things, but for the most part, like, I would want them to represent me. I didn't get a vote for them or anything, but I was good with that. And CG, I mean, I said this on my own podcast a little bit ago. Like, I think you need more input from other groups, from other places.
Yeah.
Like any successful enterprise requires that kind of feedback and that kind of interaction, and so it's it's frustrating to me a little bit.
Right. Which makes sense because now you're not getting any.
Well, yeah, it's just gone,
Yep.
and we'll see how things go. I mean,
Yep.
uh, I'm I don't know. Maybe we'll just play Lord of the Rings, and that'll be the solution.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
just
see what
quit.
happens.
This will lead to
Uh,
the mass exodus,
oh
and
man. There's always a mass exodus coming.
yeah. So
All
so
right.
don't leak things, guys. It's
That's the
dumb.
moral of the story. Don't leak things.
Especially when you have a signed NDA.
Hmm.
Like,
That's a huge no. Like just in like I get it. You're testing for a game. You're not getting paid. Like you're doing this, whatever. But in any professional setting where you would have a signed NDA, like you can't do that. What do you think is going to happen?
well, I mean, it's just like CG holds this person's life in their hand now. Like they
Mhm.
could really mess with this person
Yeah.
in a big way, and they weren't very smart about when they put, like, they didn't plan this very well, because they have other posts that they, after all of this stuff happened, they went back and deleted stuff on Reddit. But
Hmm.
there's screenshots about, like, this person's other past posts, and it's like you can tell which guild they're in, because
Oh no.
they posted like things against another like rival guild that's like,
Hmm.
hey, join this guild, we'll, like, there's, and it's like a parody of like, we'll do all the, our guild is totally incompetent, but join us anyways, kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay.
and
Yeah.
and so it, they're like talking crap about this other guild, and it's like, okay, well, we even know what guild you're in,
Well, and
like,
that's gonna narrow it down real easy for them.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's pretty cringy. So, anyways,
anyway.
I'm guessing CG's not gonna like sue him or anything, but I feel like they could make that person's life pretty uncomfortable if they just decided to be vindictive about it.
They totally could.
So,
Absolutely.
what's another news?
All right. Um, there's bugs in Conquest.
Okay, talk about that while I get a drink.
Shocker. Okay.
Conquest is interesting to me.
I know you love Conquest. I think the biggest one is that the dread feat is not working, and I'm I'm still I'm still surprised by how many people don't realize that the dread feat isn't working. Like I feel like every day I see at least 5 different people ask if the dread feat is broken.
I didn't know it until Solo said it in the podcast last night. So
I feel like did I not tell you it was broken?
you tell me a lot of things.
Okay. I could have sworn I told you it was broken.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I just.
I feel like I did tell you it was broken along with like 5 other things in Conquest. And you
Well, yeah.
probably were like, mute, delete,
Well,
goodbye.
right. Well, like, there's probably like this window of time that I didn't respond to you because you were blocked. No, I've conquest filters. That if you talk about
Oh
conquest enough, it
man.
just auto blocks people. No,
Oh, so sad.
no.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's not working.
which is actually total BS, because it is such a. It is really tough to get 100 kills with just Darth Revan and Malik.
It
Like,
is.
I wish that it was HK. I bet I'd have 100 kills by now for
Oh my
just
gosh.
HK. He's so easy to kill things with.
It's it's so hard, but like this is the one thing that I am kind of grateful for is people figured it out very quickly. Like within the first couple of days, we knew it was broken.
Hmm.
So there's that. And then the other feats in Conquest are pretty easy to do. Like depending on your roster, most people like you can do the Inquisitor feats with gear 8 to 10 Inquisitors, which is ridiculous. Like I just finished my 14 Inquisitor wins today in Sector 5 with a 6-star gear 11 second sister, whatever the pilot is, a 4-star gear 10 ninth sister, and the other 3 are 3-star in between gear 8 and gear 10. I think they're all gear 8, maybe one's gear 9. And I walked them down to 45% stamina and they were still winning.
How does that work?
Like
Just as a real quick recap for people who don't watch Conquest videos.
you just need to do it on the node after. So I was using Volatile Accelerator and Amplified Agony, but if you do it on the node after the boss in Sector 5, you get Malgus as a summon.
Oh, now you use the full names of these discs. You're always
I know, I'm always
you
short forming them.
You're messaging me. I'm like, I'm guessing the AA is not Admiral Akbar. I feel like we've had that interaction like 3 times. I'm always like, Admiral Akbar. Well, oh, the thing with the stuff. Okay.
The thing with the stuff. Yeah,
Oh.
do the Volatile Accelerator,
Okay.
Amplify Agony
So
build.
I interrupted you. Yeah. So you're doing that.
And then you go to the node behind after the boss, the final boss, because now it's not a data disk. It's a bonus node. They give you Malgus to use on your team.
Really easy characters to beat.
Yeah. There's no modifier on the node. They don't get like an enemy boost or anything against you. And Malgus basically just lets you win.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then, I mean, depending on your discs, I did the Empire kills at the same time that I was doing the 14 wins.
Yeah, because as long as Malgus doesn't kill everyone, then
yeah, I honestly think I ended up 3 shy. You need 40, and I ended up 47. And I was like, okay, I'll go kill a node and get 3 kills with Empire. That's fine. Like that's not the end of the world. But my point is that Dread being broken, yes, it sucks, but there are other feats that are easy to pick up to replace those 15 key cards that you're missing out on.
So, I mean, this is a prime example of the community overreacting about feats and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I have done every single feat in Conquest this go around, okay. The only one I didn't do, I actually cannot do. I don't have Start Killer.
Okay.
So there's only one that I cannot do.
That's fair. So how's it coming on my alt? Like, has it been a challenge? Because I only have 2 GLs there. I don't have good Inquisitors.
I geared your Inquisitors. I geared them to gear 8.
Yeah.
And I put some trash mods on them. And it's fine. We got some purge going. And yeah, we're gonna get some kills. It's all gonna be good. I've got the exact discs that I want you to have. Your alt's gonna red box. It's gonna be fine.
That'll be good. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Well, I feel like now that we've talked about it, I'm supposed to like publicly like thank you for doing my which I thank you so much off screen, but
I know you do.
but thank you anyways.
But yeah, like if these feats are not, it is grindy. I'm not saying it's not grindy, but it is doable.
It is.
So that's the big thing. And then 3v3 is back.
And are you excited about that?
I am a little bit scared of it. I have not paid attention to 3v3 for a very long time. So I don't really know what to expect. And for the first time ever, I'm the smallest one in my pod. So it's scary. It's a scary world out there.
Yeah, I looked at mine and I'm not quite the smallest. There's actually two, but they're both within like 100,000 of me. So
I ran the hot bot compare for your whole bracket, and it's a lot of red, and there's almost no green.
yep, yep. Oh yeah, that's totally my bracket every time.
Yeah.
On my main, on my alt's always like, hey, by the way, you have the best mods in the whole group, but everyone else has 6 GLs and you don't. So
Good luck.
yeah, enjoy the mod advantage. Woo.
I will say I'm intrigued by 3v3 because I want to see if I can wrap my brain around it how quick I'll be able to wrap my brain around it and adjust from 5v5.
I think once you're focused on it, I think you'll do just fine, frankly. I mean,
Right. And right now my brain is on Conquest and Territory Battle.
it is, which is understandable. You're so busy, man. Every time it's cam day, I'm always just astounded that like you run your whole guild through the cam. It's I won't say crazy because you're not crazy. It's I don't know. It's impressive and it's a huge amount of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it takes someone with more patience than I have. So.
That's fair.
So, with that being said, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's fair.
Yeah. So let's talk about Newt.
Let's talk about Newt.
All right.
I already got.
What do you think about Newt?
I like Newt. He's fun. I will say, it took me a long, long time to realize how much fun Newt could be.
And why is that?
I don't know. I think I just never. Okay, actually, I do know. I just don't pay attention to dark side. Like I just didn't pay attention to dark side characters. So he came out and I was like, well, you're a dark side character. I'm not going to pay attention to you.
Okay.
So.
Is that why you kept getting distracted from farming Sith Eternal?
Probably. And troopers and bounty hunters and all of the things.
Yeah.
That I'm now like circling back around on. Yeah.
So what do you like about Newt?
Okay, other than extortion?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, so extortion is obviously probably one of the best parts of Newt's kit. And then I just feel like if I have Newt, I feel like I have more control in a way, if that makes sense. And it does have to do with extortion because you're essentially almost giving yourself like a free turn if you can get the enemy to pay off extortion instead of using an ability on you.
Yeah, it's great. And if they keep it on them long enough, you can call them mass assist.
Yeah. Which is even more fun.
So extortion's pretty good. I think the thing I like most, so he's got two really key components to me. So first off, when he dies, he comes back, and that's really nice if you have him on a Grievous squad. Because Grievous gets his bonus turn, and then Newt is just still alive and still doing things. And then the other one, could you click on his unique? I believe that's the one that his Zeta is on. So
this is the one where he comes back.
Yeah. Okay. So he comes back regardless. He doesn't need a Zeta for that.
Okay.
But yeah, his Zeta here. So I guess you can read it on number 8. Whenever a Separatist ally inflicts a debuff, which if he's on a Grievous squad, they inflict a lot of debuffs. They also deal 5% max health damage. I mean, it's actually kind of like a data disc.
Right.
In fact, it's like amplified agony. It's like Admiral Akbar.
It is. To
use your parlance. So.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, and he also does max health damage when you put extortion on people.
Yeah. Yep, that's nice as well. And then it dispels things. So it's actually very timely that you chose Newt to talk about tonight because he is truly amazing in 3s because his level of control is crazy. Like in 5s, he doesn't get enough turns proportionate to the battle. And But if someone lets extortion start running rampant, like it's a big mess. Like, can you click on what extortion does, real quick,
Yeah, it's
please?
where is it? Here it is. Okay. Um so you get, where
Yeah,
is
so
it?
if you use the ability, so if
Yeah.
your opponent uses the ability extortion, then it removes extortion and it actually heals you a little bit, and then it gives them profit. But then if you go up a little bit,
Where is it?
yeah, so grant extortion ability to the target enemy. So if the that spreads, da da da, it inflicts speeds. So let's see. If they already had it, let's see, then all this stuff. Max health damage to all the enemies, which can't be evaded. Enemies who use extortion get grant profit to. Um, I'm trying to find the part that it dispels their buffs if they keep it
Oh,
on them,
that's on this one, his second special.
or is it on his leadership?
It's if, or
Yeah, go
oh
on his
yeah,
leadership.
you're right. It is on his leadership. Um, they dispel their
Yeah,
own buffs if they end the turn with extortion, and then they give it to someone else, and it spreads.
right. So in 3v3, that's really nice because you really rely on those buffs from specific characters, and like you just shut yourself down. You're like, oh, it's only threes, like it slows people down, it does all this stuff, but then it dispels your buffs, and I mean, that can be hugely problematic. For instance, against like a bounty hunter team with Mando, who he needs to have crit chance up or crit damage up, and if it
Mm-hmm.
dispels that buff from him,
Mm-hmm.
then he can't do his disintegrate once he finally gets his contract, unless he gets the ability again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
super
Super
fun.
super fun. Yeah. No, I actually I took him. I shouldn't even brag about this. He was at gear 11 for the longest time, and then I was like, you know what? You can go to gear 12 because I use you enough. I should probably take him to gear 13 at some point.
Seems why. Well, so I mean, click on his
Maybe
health right now. Look at his health and protection. It's like nothing.
he's
No,
not modded well.
that's fine. No, I want to. It doesn't matter. Like what I want to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
so look at his health and protection here. I'm gonna look at my Newt real quick. I
What's
can't
your
pull it
new
up or
at?
anything. Well, he's relic 7, but
Oh yeah, that
so
makes sense. You needed him, didn't you?
yeah, you need him for Lord Vader.
Yeah.
So and I have a few 60 on him and everything. But so your guy has an effective what, like essentially 60,000 hit points and everything.
Something like that. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
call it that.
so without me putting that many mods on health and or protection, he's mine is effectively 110k. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's a dramatic shift, and most of that shift though comes from his gear 12 stuff.
Right. Well, maybe I'll add him to the list.
So one thing I'll point out, and this is no shade on you, he doesn't need potency though. Actually, there's nothing in his kit that actually does anything with
Yeah.
potency.
I
I
don't know
originally
why.
had I originally had potency on mine as well for some reason. I just speed is great, and then honestly, I think I have a mismatch set for the other one just
Okay.
because speed is paramount for him. Like health set would be fine, defense set's fine, um, tenacity set's a waste, but yeah.
I hate mismatch sets, but fine. Maybe.
People ask. The only reason I hate them is because people always ask me why, and they complain about. They're like, "Oh, I can't. You made a video and you have a mismatched set. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, it doesn't matter. The character doesn't care.
All right.
And okay, so we're out of time. We got to go over to Sarah's channel, folks. So
Oh,
hit the like, subscribe, make a comment, all that stuff on this channel. Then go over to Sarah's channel in the video
hmm,
description. There should be something that's popping up on the screen as we speak, I hope. And you could click there if you want. And we'll see you over on Sarah's channel. Give her a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll see you over there.
awesome.
Goodbye.